That's just north of Lake Village, Airport Road, that direction. So kind of just to the west and northwest of Lake Village. But if you're in the Lake Village area, you need to be in your tornado safe place, as it will be in your area within the next 5-10 minutes.
So tornado safe place means interior portion of your home, away from windows and doors. Think interior hallway, closet, or bathroom, and protect yourself from potential flying debris. As we go through the evening hours tonight, we'll see this severe weather threat in from west to east. In fact, as I mentioned, as we kind of started the coverage here, that a lot of our areas have already been trimmed away from tornado watches. It's really just kind of an immediate threat right along the Mississippi River Valley for folks in Ashley and Chicot counties. The possible tornado would be embedded either in this circled area or maybe a smidge displaced to the north, as Chase was just mentioning, the Montrose area and points up toward McMillan Corner, and then stretching eastward into northern sections, but not far northern sections of Chicot County. So you've got like Dermont and some of these areas as you move up closer to Trey County that don't have a tornado warning issued, but it does move through the central and northern sections of Chicot County. So that includes Lake Village and the surrounding areas, and folks right along Highway 82 and of course the Highway 165 corridor, although this possible tornado is approaching that area and should cross 165 probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. Latest radar swipe will give us our latest image. Again, keep in mind, live storm tracker Doppler radar is got the best vantage point right now, but is also we're still encountering quite a bit of heavy rain here at the West Monroe studio, so the velocity signatures are almost unnoticeable until you go to the National Weather Service in Jackson's radar, and that's what we're looking at right now, and that's the area that we have circled. So again, just heed the warnings, be in your safe place, and protect yourself. Stay off the roadways if at all possible until this tornado warning and the storm itself has cleared the area. Lots of heavy rainfall, lots of flash flood warnings continue to pop up, and so that's kind of a secondary thought. We've had we're starting to have road closures and even in some instances some culvert failures and things of that nature. So please keep those types of things in mind as you see additional storms back to the west out over Union Parish and things of that nature. Not necessarily expecting the tornadic aspects of that, but also still expecting some very heavy rainfall embedded in there as well. So as that storm continues to trail off into northern sections of Chicot County, we're going to stay with it as long as the tornado warning is active. I will say that storm almost looks to be moving out of the warning polygon and looks to be getting a little bit more disorganized. And that's kind of commonplace with a lot of the storms that we're dealing with today. They've pulsed up. They warrant the tornado warning. The warning's issued and the storm spins for a little bit. And in this environment, the wind fields are fairly weak. There's not a lot of instability to work with. And so once they get going, they may only be very vigorous for maybe 2 or 3 or 5 minutes, and then they kind of collapse on their own, and that looks to be maybe what's happening with this particular tornado warning, similar to the one that we saw a little bit ago out over northeastern Louisiana. But again, if the tornado warning is issued and you're in this red flashing box, you need to be sheltered just in case. Err on the side of caution. Way easier to do it that way. Go ahead, Trey.
What we're seeing now is the cell becoming a little bit less organized, and really the close focus is a little bit of light precip that's wrapping around. We call the MCV, mesoscale convective vortex, I believe. Is it correct, Jarod? Because of that, it's weakening slightly, but this does have a history of producing damage. So most likely is that the Weather Service will continue the warning for a little bit longer just to monitor the storm, because this is kind of one of those troublemakers that has wanted to do it for a little while, meaning spin up, but really hasn't gotten its act together.
Yeah, so while it may not be forming a tornado right now, the warning will stay active for at least a little while longer. Again, flashing red box there on your screen. An active tornado warning for northeastern sections of Ashley County, northern Chicot County until 2:45 this afternoon. Also of note, there are additional storms developing back to the west and southwest that have just triggered a significant weather advisory. You don't hear us talk about those very often. Significant weather advisories are basically a step below a severe thunderstorm warning. It's disruptive weather in your area, but it's not necessarily severe. Wouldn't be surprised to see some 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts and also some more heavy rainfall moving into Union Parish and Ouachita Parish, maybe as far south as Lincoln Parish here in the next little bit. So again, adding on to the rain totals that we've already seen. The warning itself and the storm that has triggered this warning has started to kind of collapse a little bit as we approach now surpass the 2 p.m. time frame. If you haven't been following the severe weather aspects over the last 12 to 18 hours, we had 2 tornado warnings last night, one for Union Parish, one for Union County. Associated with these MCVs, these mesoscale convective vortices, these small features in the atmosphere that increase wind shear and have created a very unique and uncommon weather pattern for our time of the year. We're seeing these types of almost tropical-like spin-up tornadoes in mid-May. Not very common. And so we had the 2 tornado warnings last night. Chase and Trey had 4 or 5 tornado warnings this morning, starting as early as roughly 7 o'clock, guys, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, it's definitely been just an active morning across the entire Ark-La-Miss region. Aside from the tornado, severe thunderstorm warnings, and the flash flood warnings, it's just been very, very active. And as of right now, I mean, most of the activity is east of the Mississippi River into parts of Mississippi. Our only concern as of right now is the severe thunderstorm warning and the tornado warning for Ashley and Chicot County, and this is going to be active for at least the next 40 minutes. It's going to be active till 2:45, and the severe thunderstorm warning will remain active at least for the next 5 minutes. It expires at 2:15. It's starting to move just a little and exit Ashley County and move into Chicot County.
I really think this storm's done, Chase. To be honest with you, I really think we're about to see this tornado warning drop off. The storm itself pulsed up quickly, collapses quickly. Not to say that it can't recycle and maybe warrant another warning at some point, and if it does, we'll probably join you. We will join you back on the air again. Go ahead, Trey.
One more thing before this is likely going to be canceled, as I agree, the structure is really just broken apart there. It's kind of fizzling out. Yeah. But if there's anything you take away from today, it would be that the same point we've hammered home a couple times today is that there was a a marginal risk for severe weather this morning, meaning a level 1 out of 5. And though it was very low, Chase and I both hammered home the point that there was just a little bit of potential there. And if that's there, the atmosphere has that chance to build, though low, and that's what's occurred.
Yep, and so that's what we're stuck with today. That tornado warning has been canceled early, a good 34 minutes early, so that's good news. Again, keep an eye on some of the periods of heavy rain right along the state line, stretching southward into southern Union Parish, more heavy rainfall south of the I-20 corridor. If any additional tornado warnings are needed in our area, as we told you earlier, we'll join you back on air just like we have over the last few minutes. Stay tuned to NBC 10 and Fox 14. We'll keep you updated with the very latest.